Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Franklin TV's coverage of Franklin High. Neighbors in the steel line from my partner, Pete Royce. Hello, neighbors. We're thrilled to have you here for an Elite Eight matchup between Bridgewater Raynham and your Franklin Panthers. Myself, I'm with my longtime partner, Pete Royce, and we're fortunate enough to be joined by Kevin Hamblett of Dean College. Guys, thank you very much for you both being here. Pete, what do you think?
Oh, it should be a great matchup, Jay. Bridgewater Raynham, the number 18 seed, but don't be deceived by that. They're a strong team. They've only lost 4 games this year. And Keegan, they're 18-4, but it must be a bit intimidating to come into the Franklin gym and play the number 1 seed in the state.
And you know what? Bridgewater Raynham is used to it too. They were here last year for the round of 32 in the state tournament. Might be an extra bit of motivation for them to maybe pull off a huge upset tonight.
Well, we have got an unbelievable crowd as the ball goes up. Bridgewater Raynham will get it to start, so the arrow will go to Franklin. Franklin in their typical man-to-man kind of help press defense, and that's going to be a 2-point shot from the corner, and that is Noah Perry-Lewis to get the Trojans on the board to start.
Not necessarily their top scorer, but he was confident with that shot.
Oh, he really was, Pete. There's a 1,000-point scorer, Caden Sullivan, who dishes it like a true leader, and that goes off. And that's going to be Franklin ball. It bounced off a couple of players there, guys, but it looked like BR touched it last.
And this is going to be important for Franklin to get a lot of second chances tonight. The Trojans of Bridgewater Raynham seem to have more of the height, so it's important that Franklin is able to capitalize on all of their chances.
Well, we'll see if they use Gear tonight early, who's always been a stalwart in all their games against players that are bigger. So we have our first foul of the night. Our officials tonight are Drew McGinnis, Steve Young, and Dave Gibo. This, as the three of us talked about before game, this will be the last home game of the year. Either way, Franklin wins, they go on to the state semis, and that's a neutral site game. That'll be sometime probably early next week. Sullivan bangs home both of them, and we're tied at 2. And here comes BR Olmsted all over Falk. There are actually 2 Falks out there, Carson and Deshaun for BR numbers 3 and 4. Olmsted goes to the basket. He gets fouled by number 35, Cameron Santos Jr. We're just going to call him Santos tonight.
And Jay, you can see right off the bat, Franklin game plan to really take it strong to the hoop, just like they did against North Andover.
Yeah, you know, and I was talking just for a brief moment ahead of the game. I ran into Coach Neely, and Olmsted misses the first in the hallway. And I said to him, Pete, the other night, I thought he coached as good a game as he's coached in years, because that was a tough game. Olmsted misses both free throws, and Falk comes down with the rebound. He brings it up the court. Nice move. Samuels definitely impacting that shot. They move it up quickly. Olmsted goes right to the basket. No good. Sullivan gets the rebound, fights through 3 players, 4 players, then drives to the basket. He goes up, underhand layup, no good. Samuels, and we're going to have a foul right there called on the official. That's going to go against Perry Lewis.
No, Jay, it's on Kason Falk, and that's his second.
Oh, I thought they said number 1. I'm sorry.
And that's key, because he and his brother Deshaun, really good 1-2 scoring punch there.
I must have been screened out on that. Falk was the player that got his hand on the ball. There must have been someone else that grabbed the arm.
Yeah.
Good catch there. Justice misses his first. Justice having just a tremendous year. His blocked shots and his intimidation is such a huge benefit to the Panthers. Ball inbounded. Falk has it. He took the pass from his brother. Olmsted playing real tight defense. Eyeing him down. On top of him. Ball gets inside. That goes to his brother, Carson Falk. spins and spins and spins and finally puts it in. Carson Falk with the deuce, and here comes the Panthers. And we're going to have a held ball. That'll go Franklin's way.
And this is where Franklin is going to have to generate a lot of their scoring chances. The transition might be the best in all of the state of Massachusetts. Going to be key tonight.
Yeah, they push it, Pete, as we've seen all year. Olmsted kicks it out. Sullivan for three. Good. 6-4 our score. And this just amazingly packed, loud Jim Pete. When was the last time we heard it this loud? It's been a while.
Jay, I was going to ask you if you had a shoehorn to squeeze a few more people in, but you can't. They've shut the doors.
They did.
Went over to hit the support.
Yeah, that hit the wire. The official called it out of bounds. BR coach Doug Alves is arguing that it was touched by a Franklin player before it hit the stanchion. The referees had it off of BR, so Franklin to bring the ball on court. Doug Alves, the head coach of BR, he's been there for years. He's a former college and pro player from Taunton, and as we talked, Pete, he's an unbelievable person to begin with. Olmsted's shot rolls around, no good, and here comes BR. And that's a player we haven't mentioned yet, Lee Williams, number 23. Now we've mentioned all the starters.
Franklin's going to make shots like that, Jay, in the open field.
Yeah. Well, you wonder, it's going to be a travel on Falk, and Franklin will inbound the ball on the side, I believe. No, on the end line, gets it into Olmsted.
Talking to Coach C.J. Neely before the game, as Olmsted is in trouble here.
Yeah, they're going to have to call a timeout.
They're not going to cross the line.
At 10 seconds.
Back to Coach C.J. Neely. What he told Keegan and me before the game is we have to limit BR from clearing any offensive rebounds. We have to get them in the half-court game and prevent their fast break. If we do that and we rebound and we take care of the ball, we'll be in good shape tonight. By the way, he's coaching this game like it's any other game, not looking ahead.
He said the same thing to me, Pete. He and I were talking. We said, thank you for giving us one more game. Let's see if we could try to get another one out of the guys.
That's going to be on Olmsted.
Yeah, that'll be on Olmsted. Olmsted kind of went right into that screen, kind of pushed his arm a little bit, and he'll be called for the foul. And BR will inbounds here on the near side. And Perry Lewis will inbound it. He'll get in the backcourt to Falk. Fresh 35 seconds, 4.5 minutes left. 6-4 our score. Falk to Falk. And Falk, Carson Falk, went to the basket. He scored. Then there was a foul on number 11, Seth O'Donnell. So conventional three-point play opportunity here for Bridgewater Raynham.
2 ties in the early game, 2 lead changes so far. If he makes it, 3rd lead change.
And Carson Falk sinks the foul shot, so he picks up 3 on that trip. 7-6 our score. BR in the lead. And that's going to be, on Deshaun Falk, number 4.
Jay, with more than half of the first quarter remaining, saying that offensive foul. 5 fouls now. I guess I have them for 4. I think it's 4.
It says 4
there
on
we
the
go.
board.
They changed it.
Yeah.
The next one already, Franklin will be shooting 2 from more than halfway through the first quarter.
Great catch, Pete. Sullivan again. Look at that switch into his left hand. Shot's no good, but that's the stuff Caden Sullivan can do.
Oh, he's a magician down low.
He's unbelievable. Deshaun Falk with the ball. And he gets it over to Santos, who stops at the foul line. His pass is intercepted by Caden Sullivan. Caden will go take it all the way. No good. And then he gets called for a foul. That was guys, I think that was kind of a frustration foul there. He was frustrated that Keegan that he missed that shot, and he kind of wanted to knock the ball out and gets called for.
Yeah, Cam Santos just had an edge. The ball went right over both of them. And Caden Sullivan's been playing very well so far tonight. He's already got 5 points and 2 boards, but he's one of 9 seniors on this Panther side. You can't let that frustration get to you.
No,
Franklin has missed 3 layups tonight.
Yeah. Very close to backcourt. But Perry Lewis will get off the 3-point attempt. That's no good. That's going to be out of bounds off of Justice Samuels, the junior. The only junior in the starting lineup. The 4 other guys are seniors: Sullivan, O'Donnell, Conlon, and Olmsted. All 4s. Those are 4 of the 9 seniors on this squad. Now we got Jack Baludis is in the game, number 15 for BR. Sullivan with the rebound. Geez, guys, very physical so far.
Yeah, Sullivan really timing his leap beautifully. Oh, he turnover there.
Sullivan kind of embellishing there, trying to get a call. No call, and BR goes down and scores, takes an early 3-point lead.
Constant and Deshaun are both looking really good out there.
Yeah.
I got to tell you that. You got to wonder if this brother-to-brother connection is going to pave way for them later on in this game.
Yeah, it looks like Zach Allen's going to come in early tonight. His ankle, I got to talk to his dad last night. His ankle's doing great that he rolled a week ago. As Olmsted lays it in for the deuce, 9-8.
Well, they finally make a layup. You know, it's a lot of pressure because they're a tall front line of BR, and that's what you're up against when you penetrate the lane like Olmsted just did.
Herndon getting ready to check in as well, which is the normal substitute. Looked like Samuel's got a piece of that, Pete.
Jay, he's altered about 4 shots and blocked 1 or 2.
And just imagine if he hadn't, what the potential of the score could be. Sullivan for 2.
What a great rebound.
Just hustle, hustle, hustle. Olmsted does that all the time, trying to draw the foul, unable to get it down, and here comes BR. And that's it. Shot is off. That was one of the Fox. Ball ends up in Franklin's hands. Sullivan goes to the basket. What a pass to number 2, Joe Conlon for the deuce. 10-9, Franklin back in front.
4th lead change in the game. 2 ties. Sellout atmosphere at the Franklin Gym.
We were told that the number of tickets sold were 925. Pete, it feels more like 1,200, 1,300 in here.
I think you're right,
but
Jay.
There are several doors you can get in if someone opens them for you. Not that the Franklin kids would
never
that.
do
No,
that.
no. Falk. Oh, nice job by Carson Falk there, following his own shot.
Oh, Jay, I don't know if Coach Doug Alls was expecting 9 points from Kason Falk in the first period, but he's gotten them, and have they needed them?
Yeah, Coach Neely there thought that Falk had traveled on the spin move, but he didn't get the call. He had a discussion with referee Steve Young. That's typical CJ. CJ, you know, asks for stuff. He never gets out of hand when he's doing it, and he does it in a respectful way, but he gets his point across.
Yeah. I don't remember him ever getting a technical foul. Do you, Jay?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
that was my brain.
You got to go back a ways.
You know when he got one? When I refereed him in men's league at Mass Premier, he put an elbow out in a screen, and I got him there. But I don't think, at least the 11 years he's been here, I can't remember him getting one.
Hey, there's a reason why he's a 2-time Boston Globe Division I Coach of the Year. He knows his stuff, and that one's an itty-bitty call. It could go either way, but either way, you've got to play through it.
By the way, in his career, Jay and Keegan, 273 high school wins, 273.
Absolutely, and it comes 2 teams in the local area. He was a coach at Foxborough for 7 years as well.
Hey, we just got a visit from Superintendent Lucas Jagir is up here.
Okay.
What a thrill. What a job Mr. G has done this year. Tough year being a superintendent. But he is just a tremendous guy. Tremendous. We're lucky to have him. And Samuels lays it in for two to take the 1-point lead. You know, we do talk about it, Pete, every night we're together, how lucky we are with the coaches we have, administrators, and Mr. Jagir is one of them. He comes to as many sporting events as he can.
And the players know that, and they respect that, too.
Yeah. Terrell gets the ball inside. That's Neves, and that's going to go out off Franklin. And it'll be BR ball underneath with 15 left on the shot clock.
Well, that whole sequence there was Luke Terrell driving right along that baseline. A smart play to kick it out. And although Neves wasn't able to connect with his teammate, you're going to get another second chance at it.
Yeah. Now Falk will try to set his teammates up. He's the only Falk in the game right now. That is number 15, Jack Baludis. Over to 13, who's Lambert. And that ball goes out of bounds off the arc.
Franklin has to hurry. 2.4 seconds to go in the exciting first period.
I think this is one where you got to go to Sullivan. There it is right there.
And he chucks it. And someone also almost got that right in the solar plexus. So at the end of the first quarter, our score is Franklin 12, BR 11. So what do you guys think after a quarter? This is setting up to be exactly what we thought it would be.
Well, I'm just shocked that Kaysen Falk has 9 of their 11 points. Only 2 players have scored for Bridgewater Raynham, Falk and Perry Lewis. And for Franklin, typical Keegan, they spread it out with 4 different players scoring and Sullivan leading the way as usual with 5.
Absolutely. And what I'm surprised we haven't seen more of Franklin is when we were talking to Doug Alves before the game, he said we would be looking to seeing more threes from this Panthers team. We haven't seen that many of them yet, and I wonder if Neely is talking about that with his team right now.
You're absolutely right, Keegan. Franklin 1 out of 2. 2 attempts from three-point land. BR 0 for 2. So this is a team that can shoot the 3, but somehow that style of play hasn't been presenting itself in the game. And Franklin 4 for 12 from the field, 33%. BR 5 for 15, same amount, 33%. Turnovers, pretty good, 2 for 2, and that's the way we play it. Really tight game here. Our statistician tonight, working remote as usual, Steven Roysowicz.
So for the Panthers to start this second quarter, we have got Herndon, Zach Allen, Olmstead, Sullivan, and Justice Samuels. And Perry Lewis will take the pass inbounds and bring it across the timeline. He's being guarded there by Herndon. Then Sullivan is on Baludis. Says Perry Lewis, who's now being guarded by Herndon. It's almost pointless to say which Panthers guarding which player because they switch all the time.
And that defense forces the 3rd turnover of the game against the Trojans.
Yet just a little high pass outside of the reached arms there of Perry Lewis.
And he's not big, Jay. 5'7". You got to keep it down on earth.
5'7", maybe.
yeah, listed that way.
Pete, that's like I'm 220 pounds. Herndon kicks it out to Olmstead. Olmstead goes to the basket. Under pressure, he gets it up, no good. And here comes BR up the court. Perry Lewis again taking charge. He's being guarded by Zach Allen. Gets by Allen, and we're going to have a charge on Perry Lewis. So Olmstead able to draw the charge there. Perry Lewis picks up the foul, and he'll be subbed out for by Deshaun Falk.
Bridgewater extending the defense. They will press full court.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's off Olmstead's head. He gets it into the corner to Zach Allen. Zach's first shot, no good. And here comes BR. That's Deshaun Falk out at the point right now. Gets it down into the corner to Kaysen Falk, who shoots a 2-pointer. No good. Rebound by BR.
So that's what they want to avoid, Jay, the offensive rebound.
Yep. Perry Lewis working on Allen. Nice steal by Zach Allen. And he gets it up court to Caden Sullivan. And that shot,
goaltending.
count it. Official Steve Young with the goaltending call. So that'll count as a basket against the Panthers. Going to have a sub coming in for BR, but it's 14-11 now. Coming in is Lee Williams, and he is replacing Diego Neves.
The two big men for Bridgewater are scoreless tonight. Williams at 6'6", and Cameron Santos at 6'5", 0-0 in the scoring column.
By the way, Williams is a deceiving 6'6".
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily look at it. He's a thin young man.
Thin, very thin,
Yeah. He can have some of that 220 that I weigh.
This is the largest lead of the night for Franklin, only 3.
It's the largest lead by either team. As a lot of play underneath. That shot no good. Cason gets it back up there, but it's no good. And then Sullivan takes a pass from Samuels and then is unable to control it.
Jack Balutis, who had that original shot for the Trojans, is doing a tremendous job. First 2 minutes of the second quarter, he's already got 3 boards. He's been directing a lot of the traffic down low, too, for BR.
Yeah, and that voice you hear is Keegan Lamp. And that's going to be... No, he's going to have that on the ground. Coach Neely looking for a basket, but the official was clear right away. In his mind, it was on the floor. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Keegan.
he had an extra stride on that. That was Sullivan going up on the left.
But I think they called it on Cason Falk. If they did, that's 3 on Falk.
And they did sub out Falk.
Yes.
Cason Falk.
Cason, yes.
There's 2 of them. Sullivan now out top. Sullivan spins, underhand layup, and it's in for the 2. 16-11, 5-point lead.
And once the layups begin to fall, Bridgewater Raynham is in trouble.
Yeah, you know, especially if you get it from some of the guys you're not used to. But Caden Sullivan, it's good to see him, and that's going to be a charge. That's going to go against Santos Jr.
That's the captain doing his thing, Keegan. Just getting in the right position, taking one for the team.
It's the right place, the right time. Unbelievable play by Caden Sullivan again.
Terrell's going to come back in for Santos. I believe that's Santos' second.
It's second, so they have some foul trouble. Cason Falk with 3, and Cameron Santos with, 2, but still 5:17 to go in the first half.
You don't want him picking up his third as well.
No.
They are. Coach Alves is counting on the big guys playing a full game here. So sit him for a little bit, calm him down, then he can come back hopefully in his normal rhythm for the Trojans. Olmsted working around the top. He gives the ball to Conlon, who just came into the game. Conlon goes to the basket, lays it in, and it's good. Nice lefty layup. That was one of the many, many things I could not do when I tried to play in high school.
Shoot left-handed?
Shoot.
Just shoot.
Not just left-handed. Olmsted was able to stop Terrell to go to the basket. Going to have a whistle there. And that is going to go against Herndon, and Perry Lewis will shoot 2.
Jay, he's not big, we stretch 5'7", but is he fast?
He really is.
Noah Perry Lewis, the senior guard.
And so far has come across as extremely athletic.
Yes, yes.
And he sinks the first of 2.
That breaks a streak of 10 straight for the Panthers. How about that?
Wow.
10 straight points from the end of the first quarter to 4:37 in.
So now still a 6-point spread. Now a 5-point spread as Perry Lewis makes them both.
It's amazing, Jay and Keegan, that 2 players have scored. That's it for Bridgewater Raynham. Falk with 9 and Perry Lewis with 4.
And I was just about to bring that up. You got Falk, as you said, with 9 and Perry Lewis with 4. And it's also tough because you're going to have some of these bench players coming in now that are maybe the 6th, 7th guys because of some foul trouble over there.
Nice pass. Unable to connect there with Herndon. Sullivan's pass gets knocked out of bounds by BR, and Franklin will inbound it with 15 on the shot clock.
Coach C.J. Neely works those passes, those practices with passing all the time.
Yeah. Caden Sullivan goes to the basket. Lefty layup, that's in. 7-point lead.
Ties the Panthers with their largest.
Yeah. So Samuels on Deshaun Falk. And then they double team. There's going to be a call there on Conlon. We could hear the groans down here to our left in the father's row.
You could just
the father's mafia down there.
You could just feel the exhale and then the inhale. Oh no, not the foul on Conlon. He was nabbed for only his first.
That inbounds went to Williams, now is back to Falk.
Oh, they let them play on that, Jay.
Wow. So that's going to be a charge.
But wasn't that a delayed call?
Yeah, you know what? It is. Part of it is the mechanics of that. Coach Doug Elves is talking to official Drew McGinnis. He did not like that call. Obviously, it went against his player. But, the mechanics of officiating, normally the person who's under the basket would take that as it's in what they call his primary area. But he may not have had a good angle. He was what we called straight line. So he was looking through a player to see the other player. So the guy on the opposite side of the court actually had the best angle at that play.
And if you don't see it, you can't call it.
No.
And it's always tough too because sometimes
you're on
not
to
be
being
reffing
wrong.
wrong.
You won't be reffing.
It could be personal
By the
bias.
way, if you do that, you will not be in an Elite Eight game.
Oh, okay.
That's what it'll cost you.
And by the way, Jay, I see a lot of your fellow referees in the audience here tonight. There are 3 or 4 of them across the way. I think you saw a couple more too.
Yeah, I saw, actually, there were some that were trying to get in that I'm going to guess were unable to because of the sellout here.
Yeah.
You know, normally, and the other night it was the case, Pete, we were here before 5 o'clock, and we were able to get in fairly easily, and it filled up. But tonight, that wasn't the case at all.
Parking in the lower 40 out here tonight.
Yeah, I was talking to someone who's parked over by the baseball field. One of the guys, Josh Perry from Hockomock Sports.
There you go.
So Olmsted with the ball, 3.5 minutes left in this first half. Olmsted kicks it out to Sullivan. Sullivan for 3, no good. Perry Lewis with the rebound, and he'll bring it up court in a hurry. Being guarded by Herndon. Then Conlon jumps on him. Falk, great defense there. Perry Lewis comes out with the rebound now in a fresh 35.
What a rebound for him. What a steal. Oh, it hit a player
on the bench. Yeah. That's the one thing about these benches. Initially, when this gym was opened up, those benches in the scorer's table was on this side where there's more room.
Look at Deshaun Falk. He's practically standing on the feet of some of the subs for Franklin because of the narrow sideline.
Yeah. And you could see the table is right on the sideline as well. That 3 is up by Williams, no good. Olmsted with the rebound, and he'll look to push it up court. He gets it to Sullivan, who is way outside. Now he's going to go under. What a pass. And a block. And then a rebound, and that's going to go against Samuels. That's going to be a foul on Justice Samuels for going through the back.
Again, Jay, those down low shots. They had a streak where they were making them, but you got to convert. When you free up with some great passing, you want to cash in on those assists.
Yeah, it's not that often, and Conlon just had it there where you get 2 chances right in the paint as well.
Right, exactly. A nice offensive rebound, but they couldn't cash it in.
Still a 7-point lead for the Panthers. Samuels on Falk now. And Falk goes to the basket, no good. Conlon comes up with a rebound. He gets it to Olmsted, who keeps going to the basket, and that rolls around, hits every inch of the rim, and then drops for the deuce.
This is the largest Panther lead at 9. And you know, guys, this is more the style we expected from Bridgewater Raynham. Run the ball, transition basketball. Franklin is giving them a taste of their own medicine.
BR trying to get an open shot. Oh, end up having a foul there. That's on Caden Sullivan. I believe that's Caden's second.
That is 2 on Caden, yes.
Zach Allen will come in, and he'll come in for Caden Sullivan with just under 2 minutes left.
And that's a smart move by Neely because he's already got 2. You don't want to pick up a third in the final 2 minutes.
You don't.
And then the other bonus is you give him a little extra rest. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah. You know, you also give him the opportunity to kind of slow his nerves a little bit, slow his breathing. That shot, no good, and it ends up at Zach Allen's hand, who's just into the game.
But the one who made the play, Jay, was Conlon. He couldn't get the rebound. He tapped it to Allen.
Yeah.
That's a heads up
They've
play.
done a lot of that this season.
Whoa, there's a foul. That's 3 on Santos.
That's going to put Olmsted to the line, too. That was the 5th team foul.
Yeah, you could see the frustration of Coach Doug Elves that another one of his bigs has picked up his 3rd foul. And not sure what Santos was doing there. Olmsted's first shot is no good. So Santos will go to the bench. Jack Lambert, not the one that played for
Pittsburgh. The Steelers, right?
Yeah. And Diego Neves comes back into the game. Olmsted's shot is good. So he sinks 1 of 2. We've got a 10-point lead now for the Panthers. Perry Lewis being guarded there by Herndon. That shot is no good. Rebounded there by Lambert. Lambert's shot is no good. Justice Samuels with the rebound, and they'll move up the court. Olmsted gets the ball through Herndon down to Conlon. Conlon kicks it out to Samuels to Zach Allen for 3.
That's a push-off.
And that's going to be
Conlon.
a push-off on Conlon, yeah. And Pete, is that his 2nd or 3rd?
That's 2 on Joe.
Okay, and coming into the game for Franklin is number 11, Seth O'Donnell. He'll come in after the first shot.
Believe it or not, this is only the 4th foul shot of the game for the Trojans.
Believe it or not, I'm sure Doug Galves doesn't believe it.
No.
He would have liked a lot more. First shot is up and no good.
That's not a good-looking free throw. I didn't think he had good balance on the line.
He does have those very nice purple kicks on, though. He looks good with those.
Give him credit for that.
Shots up, no good. So Neves missed both of them. Franklin comes up with the rebound as we're under a minute.
This final minute's going to be key for BR. If you can get 2 stops, maybe a 2-for-1, you can easily cut this to within maybe a 4 or 5 point game by halftime.
Olmsted goes to the basket, lays it up. Boy, he's picked it up since Caden Sullivan went out of the game, scoring a couple of buckets here.
Well, that's what they do, Jay.
Yeah.
They have one teammate that picks up the other. That's what they're all about. TEAM. Franklin is a team.
Caden Sullivan on the sideline, he's yelling out instructions to his teammate. CJ can take the rest of the quarter off if he wants. Oh, great defense there by Olmsted, stepping over, staying upright. So Franklin can open this up to a 14 or 15-point lead. No shot clock here. Olmsted from far out, no good. No good. Conlon's shot goes off the side of the backboard. So after a kind of slow start, it really picked up our score, 25-13 at the half. We're going to take a break. Keegan, you got any thoughts before we go?
Basketball's a game of runs. This thing is far from over. Watch out for Bridgewater Raynham. When their bigs come back into this game, it's going to be a completely different matchup.
Yeah, I'm just watching, and we'll keep an eye on it while we're out of here. So, Coach Doug Elves is having a conversation with the officials as he leaves the court. So, at halftime, our score is 25-13. I encourage you to go get a cool beverage, a sandwich, whatever you need, and come back and join us in about 9 minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Franklin High School basketball. I'm Jay Horrigan, along with Keegan Hamblett and your neighbor, Pete Royce. Pete Royce is going to bring you home in the second half. Pete, thanks for letting me do the first half and take it away.
Oh, great job, Jay. You know, Franklin closed out the quarter on a 15-2 run. And the last 11 shots, they defended perfectly. 0 for 11 for BR to close out the second quarter.
It's always tough because, as you just said, you missed 11 in a row from the floor. You got some free throws in the mix as well. I think part of that, too, is Kaysen Falk, Noah Perry-Lewis. They're the only two Trojans that have scored tonight. You got to look from some other output from some of these BR players.
I don't think BR will continue at that horrible shooting rate, but credit Justice Samuels for two things, blocking shots and intimidating those bigs of BR.
Yeah, the first couple of shots of the game, he didn't touch them, but he affected them of BR.
Exactly.
So had a great visit during halftime with Superintendent Lucas Jagir, and as we said in the first half, someone we're lucky to have here.
Great. Okay, here we go. The final 16 minutes for the right to go to the Final Four. Here we go with Olmsted, double team against the defense. Olmsted, again, they penetrate. It's a beautiful
nice
block by Lee Williams. And here they go. A three ball from the corner. That's no good. There's the offensive rebound.
So
that's
we would just say that
you.
was a pass. We'd say that was a pass back in the old days.
Yeah, right. 10-point deficit at this point. You know, Franklin, Keegan, has had leads before, like the Zavarian game they had a lead and they lost the game. They've been in this position. They have to learn how to hold on.
Well, that's going to help them out right there as Caden Sullivan goes to the lane. He's up to 13 on the night. It's all about just playing conservative. You don't want to force shots. You don't want to do anything dumb on defense. Just keep your composure. You'll keep the lead.
I'd also say, Pete, if we've talked at length about that Zavarian game.
Yeah.
They only scored 38 points, so Franklin's well on their way to getting past that 38.
Exactly. Here's Lee Williams. So a third player has scored for Bridgewater Raynham. Here's a jump shot by Kaysen Falk. That's a three ball, and Kaysen Falk has 12 of their 18 points.
If that continues where they only have two scorers, it's going to be hard for them to win.
But to get 12 from him in just over a half, that's tremendous for Doug Iles and the Bridgewater Raynham Trojans. 27-18, 6:28 to go. Glad you're with us, fans, on Franklin TV. Samuels drives the paint,
and he gets fouled.
lays it up and in, and he's fouled on the play. The foul is going to be on Lee Williams, his first. Samuels with a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
He was just off position, Williams, on that. He was cutting to his right side. Samuels just driving in, easy and one for the finish.
Samuels tonight with 5 points. Can make it 6. He does.
12-point lead for the Panthers.
Back to 12. They had it at 12 at halftime. They gave up 2 points in the second quarter, did the Panthers. Here's Deshaun Falk, and he's fouled. Fouled on Olmsted. And for Jake, that's number 2. And that's the first team foul on the Panthers here in the second half. We're at a sellout court here at the Franklin High Gym. We are totally sold out. Franklin by 12 with 6:14 to go in the third period. This is Kaysen Falk down low.
Samuels impacted that.
And Deshaun Falk with only 2 points in the game. Here's Olmsted, drives hard, lays it up. He goes airborne to drop it through.
Pete, BR's got to be careful. These horses are about to leave the barn here.
Oh, that was a nice move by Deshaun Falk, and he's fouled by Justice Samuels. Yeah, I know what you mean, Jay. It's on the verge of, opening it up big, but they have the speed. And as Keegan said, they're not going to shoot bad in the second half. They're going to come out with their bigs, even though they're a little bit of foul trouble, ready to play on.
7 points already for them. Actually, 8 now in the first 2:05 in this third quarter.
2 points in the whole second quarter. It's down to 11. 5:45 to go in the third. Jake Olmsted. Sullivan wanted the ball, and he gets it. Splits the defense. Olmsted for 3. It's in the air. It's short, an air ball. Picked off in there by Williams. And here come the running Trojans. Up and no good. And what a rebound by Justice Samuels.
But even better, Pete, he got the rebound while he was still in midair. He got the ball to Sullivan.
Right, Sullivan was not in position to open it up, so he just slowed it down. And Franklin will go to their half-court offense. Sullivan has position on the little guy. Caden bounces through, up in the air, and good!
Just, you know what, that couple of minutes of sitting at the end of the second quarter may have made the difference for Sullivan. He just seems a little more comfortable out there right now.
And he knew who was guarding him on the mismatch. Caden Sullivan with 15. Oh, that's a travel.
Yeah.
That's a travel.
By the way, like we had the other night, all three officials had the whistle and their hands up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you want to see. So now the full court pressure. Franklin by 13. Their largest lead was 14 a moment ago. This is Jake Olmsted tonight. He's got 9 points. What a nice addition in the scoring column to Sullivan's 15. Olmsted, Sullivan with the fake. Cannot shoot, drops it. Back to Olmsted. The strong drive. The layup is blocked by Kaysen Falk. And now restolen. Here's Justice for Olmsted. He lays it in.
Perry Lewis just got caught off guard right there. He was trying to go too quick up the court. They had numbers, led to a turnover.
And Franklin cashed in. Beautiful passing by Sullivan, by Samuels. In the paint the other way, that's no good. Sullivan with the rebound. He's double teamed. And he clears some space for himself.
You know what? In clearing that space, that's going to be a block.
Oh, he didn't like that call.
He did not like that at all.
It's going to be on Noah Perry Lewis. That's 2. The Franklin execution tonight, Keegan, has been outstanding.
It's been amazing on both sides of the ball, too, I might add. And especially in an Elite 8 game, when you have this many fans that travel from BR and you're holding them to 21 points midway through the third quarter, something is going right. And Coach Neely, tremendous job by him so far.
Franklin with the ball on offense. This is Olmsted for Sullivan. Quick move by Caden up. No, it rimmed out. Rebound Deshaun Falk. Deshaun strong. No, and he's fouled by Seth O'Donnell. That's 2 on O'Donnell. Franklin with 5 players now with 2 fouls, and that's 3 in the quarter against the Panthers, but it's a 2-shot foul anyway for Deshaun Falk, the senior, 6'3". He's got 5 points all here in the third period. A very nice looking free throw for Deshaun Falk. He's got 6.
Hey, credit to the Bridgewater Raynham student section. They came up from BR, and they got a great amount of kids here. And we see BR sweatshirts all over the place here.
That's very nice, a nice look. 2 free throws for Falk. 13-point game, the full court pressure. Justice. Olmsted, now Franklin has numbers. Left side, it's going to be Herndon for 3. That's no good. Rebound by the little guy, Noah Perry Lewis. Behind the back with the dribble. Santos, he's still scoreless. A 3-ball from the corner is good by Kaysen Falk. He now has 15.
They were in zone formation. That's what led to Falk being open, wide open on that corner. Good ball movement.
Samuels so quick the other way. Counters it with his 8th point of the game. Franklin back by 12. It was a 5-point run before the Samuels basket by the Trojans.
13-point spread here, guys, with 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
And
they're going to call that against O'Donnell. He kept leaning on Falk there and kept leaning on him and it kind of, check this word out. This won't fit. It'll be incorrectly used. He impinged his effort to move or cut to the basket.
You have in your shoulder.
You do, yeah. But at least I pulled that word out.
That was good, Jay.
I didn't use a word like soap or anything like that.
No, that was good. Here's Deshaun Falk with 28 on the shot clock. Panthers by 12. Deshaun Falk with 7 points. That's one of their sparks here in this third period.
Hey, you can hear the students yelling, Drew Gear's about to come into this game.
Wow. Perry Lewis.
Great switch there by Allen and Herndon.
And call the foul on Allen.
Yeah.
So Franklin is over the limit, but it didn't matter. It was a 2-shot foul. And Allen commits his first foul. So, Noah Perry Lewis, he's 2 for 2 from the stripe tonight, the left-hander. Lightning quick. Of course, he can take his time from 15 feet out. 2:33 to go in the third quarter. Free throw is good. Nothing but net for the senior guard.
Gear comes in for Zach Allen.
And they're not booing, they're saying,
Drew.
Drew. We'll see what he can do tonight. Perry Lewis for the second free throw. That's also good. He's got 6. Franklin by 10 again. It was 12 at halftime.
Next few possessions are going to be key. You got to get on a run, got to try to open up the game a little bit in your favor if you're the Trojans.
Sullivan to Olmsted.
That's a double dribble.
He just picked it up and not
and
a
then
lot
he
of
dropped
turnover.
it again. And so if he hadn't have touched it the second time when he dropped it, he would have been fine. But it would have been stolen. So it ends up in the same place. It's in BR's hands and Perry Lewis.
So they can cut remember, it was halftime by 12. They're down by 10. And now here we have a lot of contact. Who's it going to be on? The officials want to talk about this.
So they had, one official had Gear. They're going to call him on both of them, a double foul.
12.
So on Gear and number 3.
That's going to be Cassin's fault. Fourth.
Falk has 4 fouls.
Both coaches with questions.
Alice would not wants to lose his great player, Kaysen Falk. 15. He's got more than half of their points.
Yeah.
Kaysen Falk.
Table's calling the officials back. Because you know why? Because
5
fifth
fouls.
foul. So that's what they're discussing right now.
So how does that work with the double foul?
So they're
like
talking to Dave Gibo, who Dave is an assistant interpreter for Board 30 out of Taunton. So since it was a double foul, they'll just go to the point of interruption. There'll be no foul shots.
Okay. 2:09 to go. Franklin by 10, third quarter. This is Kaysen Falk still in the game. I believe he's got 4. We're not sure.
I think
about
you're
that.
right.
I think so. The shot is going to be on
That's
Gear.
going to go against, I think, Gear.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's 2 on Gear. So finally, in their half-court game, Kaysen Falk has been producing. He's produced all night. 9 points in the first half. He's got 15 on the game. He can shoot 2. He can cut the lead to 8. His line drive free throw is good. It's a little mini run of 3. And we haven't been in single digits for a while for the Franklin lead. He could continue on that pace here for Bridgewater and make it an 8-point game. And he does not. Rebound by Gear. So there's the big man with a nice board. 1:52 to go in the third. Franklin 38, Bridgewater Raynham 29.
They're going to zone on defense right here. It's worked out well for them tonight so far.
And it's a 3-2 zone, kind of. Timeout, CJ. That looked like a 3-2, but the wings kind of dropping down to help out.
Franklin by 9. So this quarter, it's been a good, productive quarter. 16 points for Bridgewater Raynham. They had 11 and 2 the first 2 periods. Take a look at some stats. Franklin now shooting 16 for 36% from the field, 44%. BR's been held to 9 of 33 for 27%. 3 balls, Franklin 1 of 8 for 12%. BR 2 of 7 for 28%. Rebounds totally even, 23 apiece. Offensive rebounds, Bridgewater 8, Franklin 6. Turnovers, Bridgewater 10 and Franklin 4. That's been a factor. Franklin has caused 10 turnovers against the Trojans.
Absolutely, and it's the second chance points, too, that hurt them even more. When you can get on the score sheet as well as force those turnovers, that takes some of the mental aspect away.
Yeah, so we have a ball game here.
I just got a text from one of the best officials in the state, who's also an interpreter, to tell me that double foul was handled correctly. Despite the 5 fouls against Franklin, you do not shoot when there's a double foul on each team.
Okay, so Franklin benefits from that rule. And here we go with the final 97 seconds of the third period.
15 on the shot clock.
Herndon. 10 to shoot now against that collapsing zone. Here's Caden Sullivan in the paint.
Oh,
with the
what
dish
a pass.
for Samuels. The reverse layup is good.
What a great pass there by Sullivan.
Samuels now in double digits with 10. Heavy contact, but no call. The ball was tipped by Samuels for Kaysen Falk. Playing with 4. His jump shot is
Wow,
wild.
way off. That was
Rebound by Gear.
That was Sullivan, Pete, who impacted that shot.
He did. 1 minute straight up in the third period. Sullivan. Herndon. Half-court game brewing here for the Panthers. Herndon with a nice dish. Gear up and good.
Attaboy, Gear.
Keegan, I loved his hang time on that, right?
Yeah, that was a little bit of a stutter shot, as they call it. Nice hang time by Drew Gear. Nice counter the other way, too.
Well, there's Deshaun Falk. He is warmed up. He was very quiet. And here in the third quarter, he's got all 9 of his points.
No shot clock on.
42-31. Olmsted. 20 left.
Pete, you mentioned Franklin playing more half court. It's to their advantage to use as much of that clock as they can each possession.
Coming down to 10 seconds to go. Here's Olmsted.
He's calling for the pick play. There it is.
Oh.
What a nice move. They use the shot clock beautifully, and they result in back up to a 13-point lead. They actually added on 1 point in that quarter, even though it was a good, productive quarter for Bridgewater Raynham.
It looked like Santos, number 35 for the Trojans, on that cut to the basket may have twisted his ankle a little bit.
Well, let's hope he's okay. You don't want to see that. So Franklin now shooting 19 of 39, 48%. That's decent from the field. And BR shot 50% in the third quarter after being woeful in the first half. Remember, they missed their last 11 shots of the half. They're now 10 for 35, 28%. 3 balls not good on each team. 12% for Franklin, 28% for Bridgewater. And rebounds, Franklin now leads that important category. What did Coach tell us before the game, Keegan? Rebounding would be key. They lead at 25-23.
Absolutely, and although the differential, it's close, it's the stronger rebounds down low that have been key, because then you grab it, everybody goes back, you slow down the tempo, control your own pace.
And Jay, although Gear only got 2 points, he made his presence felt. He had a rebound, and he's intimidating.
He had 2 fouls.
Down.
Yeah, he was involved in a lot when he came into the game.
So here we go, the final 8 minutes for the right to go on to the semifinals, the Final Four. By the way, there have been no ties or lead changes since the first quarter, where there was 2 ties and 5 lead changes. The drive by Perry Lewis, the rebound. Here is Olmsted. Oh, he throws the ball away. He threw the ball away. The other way, stutter step move, no call there. The ball's out of bounds and a player is hurt. Oh, he's okay. He's up quickly. That is Cameron Santos.
Olmsted has to go up with the floater on that one, down on the other end.
So it'll be Bridgewater Raynham ball. They're down by 13. They trailed by 15 on one occasion.
We might have a recall on the shot clock here. I don't know if that ball ever hit the rim or not.
Yeah, they're gonna talk about it here. McGinnis is going to be talking to Steve Young. And he's going to go back to the scorer's table and talk about some timing issues here.
Yeah, they reset the shot clock there, but the there we go.
Yeah,
they get it back to 31. That shot didn't hit.
Yep. Here we go with Bridgewater. This is Lee Williams. He has scored no points tonight. Top of the key. There's a 3 ball by Santos, and that is good. He's finally on the board with an important 3. That's the player who's probably one of their leading scorers, the junior at 6'5", gets his first points. It's a 3-ball. It's a 10-point game. Samuels dishes in the corner for Herndon for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Deshaun Falk. 7 minutes to go in the game. Falk is going to take it. Dishes down low. Case and Falk, he walked all over the place.
Yeah.
Again, all 3 officials with their hand up in the whistles. So another turnover. Franklin has won that battle. Full court pressure. It's into Olmsted. The big man will trot it up. Olmsted for Sullivan. Double team. Olmsted, that's going to be an offensive foul on Jake Olmsted, his 3rd. Good defense there by the Trojans. And they'll win the ball back with 6:45 to go before a sold-out crowd here at the beautiful Franklin Gym.
Just a quick note. With this being an Elite 8 game, this would, in the past, this would be a sectional final game.
Yeah.
So at the end of the game, there will be either team, whichever team wins, will get that sectional plaque that they give out with the banner that'll say Final Four on it.
Heading to the Final Four. Can't wait. Here's Deshaun Falk with the ball. Franklin by 10. Santos just buried a 3. Sullivan is on him. That's a bit of a mismatch height-wise. This is Perry Lewis. His pull-up jump shot.
Good pull-up.
Good. That's 8 for the little guy. It's an 8-point lead again. 5 straight run by the Trojans.
Case and Falk's got to be careful behind him. There might be a cut coming in from O'Donnell.
Franklin does that beautifully with that great ball passing. There's the reverse cut. Olmsted picks up his dribble.
Neely's going to call timeout. Yep, there it is.
Would have been a
he was afraid for that 5-second count. And although he had kind of stepped through it, I think they weren't going to get called for it. But Coach Neely obviously not wanting to take a chance there.
So it's 44-36. Taking a look at some stats here, BR continues to shoot well here in the second half. 50%. They were way off in the first half, but not in the second half. 50%, they're up to 30% overall, so you know what they were shooting in the first half. And rebounds, Franklin still leading it by a slim margin of 26-25. Turnovers, Franklin's turned it over only 6 times. I thought they've protected the ball well. That was one of the goals for Coach C.J. Neely, and BR has turned it over 11 times.
And I think part of that, too, is when they're going up the court, they don't really force the passes. If they don't see anything, they'll take it back or try to take it themselves on the side. And I think that's what's helping them in limiting those turnovers.
So here we go with 6:03 to go. The leading scorer in the game is actually Kaysen Falk with 16 and Caden Sullivan with 15.
But Sullivan's done so much more, and it shows what a leader he is with his passing. How many times have we watched him tonight? Not taking the shot, but dishing off to one of his teammates.
And also drawing offensive fouls.
Yeah.
Here's Olmsted into backcourt. He can do that on the play-in. 6 minutes to go in the game. Herndon, Olmsted, nice bounce pass. Sullivan can't get to it. He thought he was held. He thought that's why he couldn't get to the ball.
So did CJ.
So the turnover, we just spoke about it, and there's one for the Panthers. 8-point game. Franklin with some defensive pressure. Deshaun Falk. Against Justice in the paint, lays it up and good. It's a 6-point game. Deshaun Falk has 11 second half points. It's down to 6. Double team is Olmsted. Down low, a nice pass to Sullivan. The fake, he can't shoot. Free ball by O'Donnell is good!
You know, and this is where we see Sullivan, his leadership, when the game gets tight.
Oh, nice free ball by Williams.
Timeout, BR. But Sullivan with that pass right there on that three-pointer, he was trying to set himself up to put in a layup, but he all of a sudden got guarded upon, and he kicked it out. He found the open man, and O'Donnell was able to sink the three.
We've had some players scored their first points of the game, Keegan, in this quarter. Williams with a 3-ball, Santos with a 3, and also we had the last shot put up there by O'Donnell, his first 3.
I think for Santos and Williams, for the Trojan side, that's big for them. They haven't gone on the scoreboard yet. Those are two guys who started in this game. If you find your rhythm in these final 5 minutes and 7 seconds, it's going to make for an interesting finish.
On top of that, Franklin so far this second half shooting 62%.
Wow.
BR only 56, 9 for
only
16.
56,
I know. And who would think 56% is the lower of the two teams?
I know it. Franklin with good turns on the ball.
Both teams shooting unbelievably in the second half.
And you can also see by how many different scores have entered the column in the second half. Remember, at halftime, Bridgewater Raynham had 2 scores in the column. Now they have 5, and we have a 6-point game.
But one thing to note for them, they have no bench points yet. It's only been the 5 guys who started this. We'll see if someone maybe gets in more foul trouble down the stretch, or if there's a foul out. We'll see what happens. Now you got to work defensively.
Here's the Franklin has numbers. Justice with a little European move is up and good. Samuel's now with 8, a big bucket for the Panthers. Here's Deshaun Falk, up and no. Rebound, tipped around. The hustle, play by Olmsted, but he falls down.
Hey, you know, he what hustle there by Olmsted. He tried to regain control of it, but he couldn't.
And he went to a very appreciative student body right below him, right below us.
And now the teacher's trying to move the students back.
8-point game, under 5 to go in it. Deshaun Falk with 11 points.
O'Donnell and Falk, Kaysen Falk, were just battling there in the corner.
This is Kaysen. Pass is thrown away, picked off by Herndon. That's that good defense by the Panthers. Franklin by 8. Remember, their largest lead was 15. Justice drives the paint, kicks it for Sullivan for 3. It's no good.
I don't think Sullivan's had a 3 yet tonight, or he's got 1.
A slam home by Deshaun Falk for 13. It's a 6-point game.
Only 4 minutes left
He's
in
got
regulation.
1 3. Yeah, Caden has 1 3-ball.
But that was in the first
quarter.
half, yeah.
Oh, a cross-court pass. O'Donnell for 3 again. That's no good. The rebound by Deshaun Falk. They can cut it to 4 or 3. This is Kaysen Falk. 3:36 to go in the game. Perry Lewis with it. Speedster up, and he's fouled.
It's going to be no shot. I think that's against Herndon. No,
it's going to be on O'Donnell.
That's 4.
That's 4 for O'Donnell on O'Donnell. But see what Coach CJ does here. 3:31 to go. O'Donnell, such a strong presence down low.
They're going to keep O'Donnell in. There's only 3.5 minutes left.
What a steal by Olmsted and a foul. A tremendous steal. I believe Kaysen Falk is fouled out. We'll see if we were right on that. They didn't indicate it yet, so maybe we were off by 1.
I'm not seeing anything from the table.
So that's going to be 4 now on Falk. Okay, so that's only the first foul of the half.
Yeah, that might have been good for BR to commit that foul. If Franklin keeps having the lead, you got to get some of those fouls to end up in the bonus.
You're right.
Well, Franklin doesn't want the clock to stop.
Great pull-up. Tremendous pull-up by Olmsted. And Olmsted gives the Panthers an 8-point lead. Here's Deshaun Falk. He's been inspired in the second half. To his brother Kaysen, the full-away jump shot. No, rebound up and no good. And now the rebound for Herndon. Out to Caden Sullivan. Franklin wants to run. Caden drives the lane, lays it in.
That's the Caden Sullivan we've watched all season.
Franklin by 10 again. Deshaun Falk, there was contact but no foul. Rebound Williams. He drops it for Santos and he buries it.
You know, one thing, when I watch Olmsted play defense, he is always making contact, but he's always straight up and normally in position.
Samuel's the fake. He's hammered by Perry Lewis. He was trying to draw him away, but Perry Lewis did a great job, I thought, Keegan, holding his position.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with what Samuels did. I think in that position, when you have an 8-point lead, I think you just got to go up with it, but smart foul by Perry Lewis.
So,
well, if you go right up with it, you put it in, you're up 10.
Yep, and he misses the free throw.
And that, Keegan, is why you put it in.
7th free throw coming for Samuels. He's made 2 so far tonight. 2:23 to go. And that's better.
I think earlier in the game, you try to draw the foul. You're in the last 3 minutes of the game, and you want the clock to keep running. You just put it right up.
Both teams have been trading hoops here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But Franklin has the lead. They can trade hoops.
Counting down to 2 minutes, Pete.
Kaysen Falk now playing with 4 fouls. For Noah Perry Lewis. He'll take the long 3, and no. Rebound tipped around, and Olmsted comes into the paint for the rebound. Triple teamed, and he's going to be tied. A travel called.
Neely was trying to get a
saying I was calling a timeout. Coach CJ was saying I was calling a timeout. Look, he's saying, look, there's my signal. And now they're going to stop play. I don't think he's going to win the battle.
No, the official, I believe, is asking him if you want a timeout now.
Okay. Oh, CJ thought that he called the timeout. Of course, it's a madhouse. You can't hear anything here. Down low, the block by Sullivan. And they call a foul on Caden, his 3rd. Wow. Big sequence of events. Failure to get the timeout, and now the foul and 2 shots for a player who's been perfect from the line. Noah Perry Lewis, 4 for 4. He's got 8 points. It's a 9-point game with 1:56 to go. And he clanks it off the backboard into the rim.
That was off balance on that first one.
54-45. Perry Lewis to shoot his 2nd free throw.
This is the 5'7" guy.
And he
like I'm 220.
Misses both. Herndon pulls the rebound down.
That is perfect right there from Herndon. That is a huge rebound.
That's what players like that can do. They all give you their 100% effort all the time.
And Coach Alves knew those foul shots were huge. You could see him getting frustrated.
He looked so different, did Perry Lewis. And there's the steal by Falk. And he misses the layup.
Well, you know what?
And he's fouled. He's fouled out.
So
what a turn of events.
So Falk, you saw him take a stutter step around the 3-point line. You saw him take a stutter step around the 3-point line. And to me, what I thought he looked like he was doing is lining himself up to dunk the ball. And as a result, he
was
let
in
the
between.
Franklin players get back, and he couldn't dunk it, but he wasn't up high enough to lay it up.
I know it.
And then the foul was just, I think, partially a frustration after that. Yeah.
You see that so much. So a huge turn of events. 5 fouls now on one of their stars, Kaysen Falk. He has 16 points to lead the Trojans. He's out.
Which is huge.
And Balutis is in the game. Jack Balutis, the 6'1 senior. Here we go, the final
Franklin
90.
up 9 with 90 seconds left.
There's still 1 foul to give, too, for the Trojans.
How about Olmsted taking it over the stripe?
I know.
Samuels with the dish. Sullivan goes baseline, fakes, shoots, and scores. Franklin by 11, and there's a call in the corner for Williams for 3. That's no good. Beautiful rebound by Caden Sullivan, protecting the ball.
He's trying to draw a foul.
And a foul, a timeout there. Coach CJ that time, using all 6'5" of his frame, Jay.
Yeah.
He went high and said, that's a timeout we need.
Well, 8 rebounds for Caden Sullivan tonight. Unbelievable performance, 8.
Oh, nice, with 19 points. That's what he can do, Jay. We've talked about him all season, all career.
Yeah.
And so right now he has 1,039 points in his career, 19 of them coming tonight.
And him being the leader that he is, he doesn't need to be the high scorer.
No.
He doesn't have to be the number one option on the court. All he wants to do is win. If that means him just getting a ton of assists and scoring 5 points all night, he's fine with that.
Franklin with only 9 turnovers tonight. That's been part of the game plan. Remember, Coach told us, Keegan, before the game, we have to protect the ball and rebound. Well, in rebounding, it's dead even at 30, but in turnovers, 9 for them, 13 against the
Nearly nailed it right on the coffin when he was talking to us beforehand. But anything can happen. There's still over a minute left. It's not exactly over just yet.
No, it's not. But how about Sullivan with those 2 hoops here in the fourth quarter?
You know, and interesting, Samuels is out of the game.
Sullivan has to cross the timeline, and he's going to call another timeout.
Yeah.
That's that strong defense. So the Panthers now with only 1 timeout remaining. Could be a factor, we'll see. So 56-45, 52.3 seconds to go. What a game. Take a look at some of the stats. Franklin's only made 2 3-pointers tonight, but they've survived that. 2 for 12, 16%, BR 4 for 11. They hit a couple in the fourth quarter that pulled them close. Offensive rebounds, still a bit of a problem. BR with 12, Franklin with 6. And points off turnovers, BR 13 off the 9 Franklin turnovers. Franklin with 10 off the 13 BR turnovers.
And I think it's good that the Panthers recognize, okay, the 3-point shots aren't working. You're only going 16%. Sometimes teams think, okay, one is bound to fall at some point. They're going to start falling. They realize that. They didn't try to force anymore. They've been taking it to the hole this whole second half.
One thing that's been interesting tonight is we're seeing a little different impact by Justice Samuels. Normally we see him, blocking shots, being up, cleaning the glass with some soap. And now, and there we got a foul against Perry Lewis. But tonight he's just done more just being in the right place at the right time.
And here's Keegan's point. You still can't put Franklin on the line. That's only their 4th foul. So sometimes having a few fouls works against you.
But Franklin got a fresh 35 seconds with that foul. Prior, they just had 22 left on the clock.
There you go. There's a steal. This is Deshaun Falk. He drives. That would have good if it went. Would have been good.
That's going to go against Conlon. Maybe not.
I think it went against Olmsted.
Yeah, Olmsted, yeah.
Olmsted, that's 4 on him. And so at the line, shooting 2 is Deshaun Falk. He's exploded in the second half with 13 points after being scoreless in the first 16 minutes. Shot is up, and that's good. He's 4 for 4 from the stripe.
Now the way Franklin is going to play this out, as well as BR, make or miss, Franklin's going to get the board. You have to trap him in the back. Once they get over midcourt, you can't get the steal. That's when you commit the foul and send the Panthers to the line.
And they'll be shooting 2. Free throw is up. That's good.
But you know what? You got to foul right away, I think, Keegan. There's only 37 seconds. You can't wait for 10 seconds to come off that clock.
Franklin has had its share of free throws tonight. They've missed a few.
Not sure why they're stopped.
Yeah.
I think Neely took a timeout just to discuss.
No, he didn't.
No?
No, he told his kids to run back out because it was their turn to inbound the ball.
38 seconds to go. A trip to the Final Four on the line here tonight. Sullivan comes through 2, and he's going to get 2 shots from the line. And that's going to be it for Noah Perry Lewis, I believe.
I think they called it against Deshaun Falk instead.
Oh, it's on Deshaun. Okay, so he has 3. So Perry Lewis still in the game. Here is the captain, Caden Sullivan. At the line, looking for points 20 and 21. 36.4 left. The gym hushes. The free throw ends the silence. 20. Franklin by 10.
Samuels will come back in.
Defense for offense here.
Yeah.
Caden Sullivan with 20. He had 11 in the first half, 9 in the second half. How's that for consistency?
So
for the
Conlon
captain?
went out of the game. He was looking for Coach C.J. Neely to slap him 5. C.J. had already moved on, so Conlon did it himself.
21 for Sullivan. Franklin by 11. Here's Deshaun Falk. Lays it up. It's no good, but that's not a foul you want against O'Donnell. He's fouled out, I believe.
You want to try to avoid
Any
the
fouls.
clock stopping.
Yeah.
You want it to keep running.
So O'Donnell fouls out. 3 points, Jay, but it's a deceptive 3. He contributes with his presence down low, his defensive ability, his rebounding, and good team play. And he made that one important 3 in the fourth quarter, I'm sorry. So he's gone. 58-47. Bridgewater Raynham. Guys, very few people have left this
No,
venue
some
tonight.
have. Some have.
Yeah, we've all seen Tracy McGrady, 13 points in 33 seconds.
I'll go back even. I'll do you one better there, Keegan. Chris Edgehill for Franklin, 11 points in 53 seconds or something like that?
No. It was 8 points in 11 seconds.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
But in the last minute, he scored all the Franklin points.
That was
out
at
at the Centrum.
The Centrum, at the time.
Or whatever. It was DCU Center.
It was the Centrum at the
Was it?
block, yeah. Deshaun Falk, he's a masterpiece at free throws. 6 for 6. And he misses it. Samuels with the rebound. That might seal the deal. There's the foul.
Sullivan's going to go to the line to shoot 2 again.
Wow. I feel a little breeze in the gym, which means maybe the doors to exits are open now.
Yeah.
What a game. 58-48, 28.2 seconds to go.
And if you're a Bridgewater Raynham fan out there that's watching or even in the building tonight, you can't be disappointed. They played as good of a contest as you could against the number 1 team in the state. They were the 30th seed last year. They jumped all the way up to number 8 this year, and you're going to lose a couple guys, but most of these players are going to be coming back. They're going to run this thing back again next year.
Coach Al's told us, Keegan, before the game, our juniors are now experienced, so next year they should be really good. 2 free throws.
And when you've got a coach like Doug Alves, you're always in everything you do.
Franklin by 11. That's not a foul you want to commit on Olmsted, and he's fouled out. Wow. It's all over but the shouting, but it's 60-48. You just don't want to foul it at that stage of the game.
That was against Caden Sullivan, only his 4th.
For Sullivan, his 4th. So Olmsted stays in the game, and shooting 2 more as the master at the free throws, Deshaun Falk, in the air. It's good. He's got 17 all in the second half. Imagine if they had some production out of him in the first half, Keegan, a whole different complexion maybe.
And you know what? Sometimes it's just not meant to be, and you can't blame him. He did everything he could. He poured his heart out. Now make it 18.
Hey, just quickly on a personal note, I want to thank everybody in Franklin who's reached out to me in the last week. It has meant more than you'll ever know. So thank you for that.
Yeah, for fans.
Sorry, Pete.
I know our fans know this, Jay, but you're broadcasting tonight with a heavy heart.
Yeah.
And our condolences to you on the loss of your beloved wife.
Thank you very much, but thank you to the people of Franklin for reaching out. You know,
Jay,
we're so lucky to work. We're so lucky to work in such a great community.
Jay, that funeral today, I never saw as many people turn out in tribute to you and your wife.
No, it's my wife. All my wife and my kids. But I was telling you while we were off the air, Richie Hebner was there.
Yeah, that's great.
World Series winner, Richie Hebner.
2 free throws by Olmsted. Franklin by 12. 19 seconds to go. Williams catches the ball. Now it's out of bounds. And it's fitting that Franklin forces a turnover and gets possession for the last time tonight.
Alves just told his team no foul. They're going to dribble this out.
Yep. And Caden Sullivan will have the honor. He's going to cross the court line, midcourt line. Oh, and they do foul him. I'm not sure that player listened to his coach. Sullivan with 23 tonight. 1,043 on his career. Jay, he's starting to creep up that 1,000-point line.
I know.
And now the bench is going to be empty. This is great. This is CJ at his best. Sullivan.
So 4 of them will come in. Some of them will have to wait till after the foul shot.
So coming in, we have Colin O'Leary. we have Jack Sullivan, we have Flynn Baker, and we have Nas Johnson. Sullivan with 24 points. In the air, no good. Gets his own rebound, he's going to dribble it out.
Santos is really up.
That's
Santos
the double-double to cap it off.
And that's it. Sullivan is psyched. Franklin wins it. They're going to the Final Four.
Second time in the last 2 years, Pete, we get to watch them go to the Final Four with an opportunity to get to a state championship.
Well, your final comments, Keegan, up to you.
Just amazing what we saw. I'm going to pull up real quick who Franklin will have next. They'll play the winner of number 4 Central Catholic and number 5 Lowell. That game is tomorrow at 6. As we mentioned, neutral site for the Final Four. Watch out, this Franklin team is looking for their first ever boys basketball state championship.
So when it comes to the next game for these guys, it's the earliest it's going to be is Sunday. If their opponent's playing tomorrow night, they give them at least a day in between each game. So my guess, we're looking at Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday is probably going to be your best
availability.
That's going to do it for our telecast tonight. I'd like to thank our producer, our director, our camera operator tonight, Chris Flynn. Also, I'd like to thank our statistician.
Hey, I'm going to interrupt you. You can see the guys.
Okay,
right
we have a presentation of the Final Four. That's what we'll be looking at in a few days. Franklin will be playing in that game. I'd like to thank my broadcast partners tonight, Keegan Hamlet and Jay Horrigan. This is Pete Royce saying so long. We'll see you in the Final Four. The final score for the final time tonight, Franklin 63 and Bridgewater Raynham 50. Till next time, so long, neighbors.